إله إلا الله لا إله
I try to talk more about what you have mentioned, especially in relation to what you have been talking about. I don't know any part of sports that is not allowed. Whether it is using your odds or not, it is gambling. What is gambling is you are not certain. Even if it's the 5th minute and it is 3-0, there's no certainty that it's going to end at 3-0. So if you place your bet that it's going to be 3-2, it is still something that's not certain. That is what gambling is. So in that case, now, he mentioned something that I want to disagree with. As Muslims, he says you are going to work twice. I don't think so.
Work twice?
Yes, work twice as harder as non-Muslims because of our rules. Yes, we are, because we need to be successful in this world and the next, because we have the akhirah in mind. One of the points that I want to mention about the 10 rules of success. The most valuable part of entrepreneurship is honest entrepreneurship. The fact that you work hard doesn't mean that you are going to get more results, just like you have said. Allah, we know that Allah is the one that will give us results. It is the effort that is always in our capacity and we must do. Right? So why, and that is how we can now change everything we are doing to be ibadah. Why are we working hard? Why do we want to make money? That is the only difference between us and non-Muslims. Today, I can say clearly from what a little I know about non-Muslims that are successful, they are working harder than us. But they are going to still end up in a fire. Why? It's hard. We mentioned the first thing. What is the first rule of success that we talked about? No?
Discipline.
Discipline. Me and you are going to find out what you mentioned it, that okay, whatever you want to do to build that consistency is always going to be very difficult. So to be successful is difficult. And I mentioned that Allah, in every good thing that He gives us, He always gives like a silver lining. What does that mean? When you are trying to do anything difficult, the most difficult time doing that thing is the beginning. It will always get easier if you stick to it. So our mindset is what is different, whether they are Muslims or not. Why we are doing what we are doing. I don't know any group of people or individuals that are working as hard as Israelites today. Israelites. But Allah's cost is on them. And that is why they will see. I know a little bit about people who have money. Money does not bring happiness. In fact, what they say is that more money, more problem. It is usually true, because you need to deal with plenty of other things that normal people cannot deal with. And that's why when I see people, Muslims, who are well versed in Islam, who understand that very well, sometimes you will see them not chasing, not working so much hard to make a lot of money. Because they understand that having money really doesn't bring happiness. But this sentence only makes sense when you have the money. See, some set of people, all of us, we have, if you say you should write out what our prayer points are right now, all of us will write plenty things. But there are some people, the only one thing they are asking for. Who are those people? There are some set of people in the world, it's only one thing they are asking for. Obviously, we are not part of those people, because if you have to write down our prayer points now, we write plenty things. But there are some group of people in this world, it's only one thing they're asking Allah for. Any ideas? Health. No matter how much money you have, if you're on the sick bed, that's the only thing you'll be asking for. You will not bother about every other thing but to be healthy. Now, a lot of healthy people, they have told them that you have to, when they are growing up, when they are making money, it is from AC in their house to AC in the car to AC in the office and all that. You know what? When they get to 60 and payments are coming, you know the thing they prescribe for them? Go out and work. And that will help them health-wise. But what do me and you do? I hate this sun. I wish I can get a car that has AC. So it won't make sense to us that we must work. I try to do that a lot. And I know some people around even my area will be looking at me like, what's wrong with this man? I work a lot because I know it is healthy for me. But some people will see it as, what's wrong with this man? You have a car you can drive. Why is he doing this? I'm doing it for my own future. Many things that are going to serve you in your future are the things people will laugh about. Alhamdulillah, most of you guys have an environment that you are trying to be successful together. That's one of the tricks of actually trying to stay on the course of being successful. But let's play a game that we usually play, and I will play another game later. And I want to bring it to something to make us understand content and context. So from the girls, who is the eldest? Are you? So we are going to do what's the name of the game again?
Charade.
Charade, right? Okay. Yasifun. What does that mean?
Allah is above what they are.
Yasifun. What does Yasifun mean? Eh?
What they make.
What they ascribe.
Don't even ascribe.
Straight to
What is the word?
What
Describe
Their creation.
what they describe. Yes. Sifat.
Okay, see, most of the time we make a lot of assumptions about the meaning of the word. And that's why I think anytime, even older people, when we do this exercise and put this kind of word, especially this word, people struggle to explain the meaning of glory. But all of you, if you ask me what meaning of subhanallah, say glory be to Allah. The real meaning of any word is how we understand it. So for us as Muslims, when they say glory be to Allah, the first thing that will come to your mind is subhanallah. But for Christians, when they say glory be to God, it is not subhanallah that is coming together. In fact, a lot of them are struggling. So context is very, very important. In English, in your English language, I've seen a curriculum, I think from primary 4 to up to GS2. They start teaching you how you can understand words when you read around what it's talking about. Never assume any word when you hear it from another person, because you are using your own glasses to see the word. For example, in the Quran, when they are doing tafsir, when you see some like dictionaries and they have a word, when they have a word like that, how many of you know the meaning of thesaurus? Thesaurus. Thesaurus is dictionary.
No, like the roots of the word.
No. Thesaurus is a type of dictionary that they don't explain the meaning of the word. They just give a word and they give like 5 different words that means the same thing. So for people who do tafsir, there are many words like that in the Quran. But two words never mean the same thing. What is the difference? What is the difference between to be surprised and to be flabbergasted?
Surprise is positive. Will continue to spell. Flabbergasted. Probably.
Another level.
Shocked.
What about astonished?
Shocked.
So what's the difference? Shocked, surprised, astonished, flabbergasted. Any difference?
Flabbergasted, like left you with no words.
Surprised, they also like to play words.
I'm surprised.
No.
Less.
Yeah, sometimes you buy the no.
In the English textbook, the explanation they give is what they give you. Those 4 words are in different degrees of amazement. So surprised might be lesser, flabbergasted might be more, astonished might be way more. But you and me can use those words interchangeably. And the person we are talking to will still try to understand. But imagine somebody that was born speaking English, went to school to study English, When you say surprise, what you are trying to say is not what she's hearing or he's hearing. What he's hearing is all the studies he has made based on these differences of levels of surprise. So when it's a surprise, okay, so the person might understand at that point that, okay, that's not a big surprise. But you might be trying to say it's a big surprise. So that's why context is very, very important. And context now makes you understand those things more and remember them. That is why one of the tricks Shaitan uses for me and you is not trying to make us go deep about anything. The deeper we go, the more connection we have with something, and then the more we can act on it. Which will now take us back to another game that we are going to play. So we are going to have like 2 different groups now. And the game is simple. It's called Word Bridge. How many of you know the game called Word Bridge? Can you explain to us?
Oh, like I do different letters and
Letters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then maybe they give you a word and you cross with other letters. Maybe they give you like sword and then you have other
That's
letters
crossword.
in your hand.
That sounds like crossword.
Yeah, but it's also word bridge, isn't it?
No. A game called Word Bridge. Again, thank you very much. You are proving the point I was trying to make. What you understood by Word Bridge is not what I'm trying to say. You could be correct. I'm not saying you are correct, you are wrong or not, but the Word Bridge I'm saying is that it's a game that's a thing called Word Bridge. You'll be given 2 different words. And you are going to assume 3 different words that will bridge from one word to the other. You'll be given 2 different words. For example, we talked about discipline versus motivation, right? And we've said that discipline is much more important than motivation. Most of the time, you get motivated. I can talk to you to rouse you up, but when we made you leave this place, you forget. What will keep you going is always with discipline. What keeps you waking up every morning is discipline. It's not motivation. What keeps you to pray 5 times a day is discipline. What keeps you to memorize the Quran is discipline. What keeps you to prepare for any exam is discipline, not motivation. Motivation can help you to start, but discipline will sow. So let's talk about discipline. Somebody mentioned that the first thing we will talk about was consistency. So discipline and consistency. So you give me 3 different words that can bridge from discipline to consistency. Are we clear? So let's have a group.
Like 3 different words, that will be in the same, that will...
Yes. Now, the words you will have to explain to us, we will see the person, we all discuss it together. The word has to have the Islamic paradigm that we all know about, because you need to explain those words. And you see how one will lead to the other. How does discipline lead to consistency? You can give me 3 words. Okay, perhaps I'll just give you one example. I don't want to give you that. Okay, I'll give you an example for another. Second point we made 2 weeks ago was about getting started. Movement creates momentum. Right?
Yes, sir.
Starting. We talked about inertia. For those of you that are physics students, inertia is what? The energy we need to move when you are
Move something.
when you are static, and to stop when you are in motion. Right? So that energy is always there for any new thing you want to start. But if you know that this is going to be beneficial to you and your future, you must start. The greatest strength you need is the strength to start. Continuing will always be easier than starting. So I will say 2 words there now is fear. You always have the fear to start, and action. So let's look for words that can bridge those 2.
لا إله إلا